Good day, Youth Impact Movement. I'm glad to be here. I'm Amegashie-Viglo, the Executive Director of Youth Impact Movement, and I welcome you all to our 25th Virtual Leadership Seminar. And our Virtual Leadership Seminar Okay, great. So once again to our seminar. And as you know, the guest speaker for our seminar is Mr. Bright Selorm Vicson. But before I go ahead and introduce him, I just want to acknowledge all the brilliant young men and women currently joining us for today's session. I can see a lot of familiar faces, and it's just amazing having all of you here to partake in with your Vicson will deliver. Now, I'm sure most of you have gotten here upon the invitation of Vicson Bright Selorm. You may know him as Selorm or Bright, but I bet you that this information I'll give you would completely amaze you. So, the man who has invited you to join this seminar to speak on the topic business planning and development is a very young and vibrant, I almost said young lady. Is a handsome man who is the youth MP for the Hokwe constituency in the 4th Parliament of Youth Impact Parliament. And that's not just it. He is also the Deputy Majority Leader of the 4th Parliament of Youth Impact Parliament. And that's still not it. He is also the Majority Leader of the Youth Government Initiative of the United Nations Youth Association Ghana. He was SRC Vice President for Ho Technical University. He is a social entrepreneur. He's a speaker. He's a youth education advocate. He is the administrator for Osborne Cares Foundation. He is also an administrative officer of Youth Impact Foundation. He is also the deputy CEO of Hackspark Ghana Limited and the project manager of 2B Hub Funds. And as well, for the recognition for this seminar, he is the managing director for the Vicson Hub. Ladies and gentlemen, on this note, I want to introduce to you and call to speak your guest speaker, Mr. Vicson Bright Selorm. Guest speaker, your audience, your guest speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Upon the introduction, I got lost. I almost got lost with the way you introduced me. But that notwithstanding, thank you very much for that wonderful set as well. So, a very good evening to you all, and I welcome you to today's virtual seminar with the theme Business Planning and Development. And I will also encourage all of us to equally participate with full attention, and let's have an interaction, not myself talking alone. At the end of the day, we will just find the purpose of this seminar and we will put it in place as well. So today I will take you through the content of the presentation, of which you have to know why you have to start your business, who is an entrepreneur, how do we identify problems, driver of ideas generation, the success equation of an entrepreneur, team formation dynamics, the triple bottom line, and so forth. So to begin with this, without wasting much time, first of all, I'm sure when most of you saw the flyer, you were thinking, business planning, the development, what at all does it mean? But some will equally ask why entrepreneurship and why start your own business as well. So upon this, I did a research on my own that suggests that World Bank report in Ghana has that approximately 48 of unemployment of the employable youth in Ghana do not have employment. So this tends to the effort of the country to fully utilize its renal resources. So out of the youth in the country, 48 of them are jobless. I think that's a report from the Bank of Ghana, so that after this, you all can equally go and verify, then you use that data to guide yourself going forward. So another research that I conducted myself for University of Ghana, out of every 100 students that graduate, only 10% are likely to get a job. And that is a fact. Every year, Ghana churn out over thousands of graduates out of the various institutions that we have in Ghana. By the end of the day, 10 are likely to get a job. And that 10 people these are jobs already made for them. If you don't know someone, you probably not get that job as well. And also another source of it, the TB3, then that is 2019. They also put up a data that also suggests that out of every 100 graduates, it's only 10 that are likely to get a job. Now, I think over the years, our parents have not probably done us this good that saying that they've made it seem as if you don't go to school, probably you may not end up a very good job in the future. And I think it's hunting us now. And if we are too much fixated of going to school, aside book, we don't have to do anything else. And I thought that it's time we have to change our mind, recalibrating the value of understanding how the world is moving. Because we are in the fourth industrial revolution, you can't just be doing the same thing expecting different results. I believe all of us over here have vision and aspiration to become who they are in the future. And so for if you have that, if you conceive that idea, probably you have to expand wherever you are, your tentacles, so that you can diversify yourself in so many things. Because if you rely on salary rec, I bet you wouldn't get to where you want to get. Even if you get to that place, it take you a longer time to get to that side as well. And also another report suggests that the Ghana Statistical Survey report that 2 in every 5 employable Ghanaian are unemployed. So this is a source from the Ghana Statistical Service. And then let me also share a story with you. The president of Kenya once said, and I quote, if you really love your children, get a business, not a job, because when you die, your children cannot inherit your job, but they can definitely inherit your business. In fact, when you die on the job, we all know your boss will equally replace you less than 24 hours before your burial as well. And if your family lives in a company house, bet me they will kick you out before any day. So it's better for you after this program today, you don't get close from work and go and watch television. Go home and think about a business idea. I think that should be the pinpoint for everyone over here listening to me as well. Now, I hear my colleagues, when you were in school, my colleagues have been saying that they only came to school to learn and get a salary job that will pay at the end of the month. But sometimes I normally ask them, what is their definition of salary? But they are unable to do so because at the end of the month, whichever thing that comes their way, so far as that it's an income they will take. But having done my own research, salary is not a medicine for curing poverty. It only manages your poverty level as well. So only starting a business or saving can cure your poverty. If you want to gallop out of poverty, I bet you have to start to own your business now, and also build your own dream, or someone will employ or hire you in their company, which is happening because myself, I may not want to work for anybody. I want to own my own business so that I can do whatever that I want. There's no billionaire in the world that depend on salary. Like my doctor Agbeku will tell you that there's no billionaire that is relying on salary. We all have to diversify our own means where we are in this world. Nobody wait for you. So back to then, who is an entrepreneur? If I may ask, entrepreneur is someone who solves problem, provides solution, and generate income. Per my training, most people don't know that I pursued civil engineering way back in school. But per my training, as an engineer, you have to look for problems and solve. And once you are at it, your problem solving shouldn't go and create problem somewhere again. Make sure that whatever you are saying is to create or to solve a particular problem that will bring relief to the people. In this case, in your business, to bring a relief to it means that you'll be gaining profit in your business as well. That is what we call growth. So every problem is a business opportunity and money. In Africa, it's a very rich continent. Most people don't know. So they presume in Africa we are poor because we don't normally think ahead. But if you go to the Asian countries, not that they are better than us, but because we refuse to think outside the box as well. So someone asks what I'm saying is, how do you get started in this business development plan as well? So first of all, you ask yourself, what do I need? And then again, factors of production, or which is more important. You have to do the value analysis. Is it that you need a land, do you need a labor, or do you need capital? So those are the things that should be boggling your mind. Now, the first thing is to conceive the idea. And I'll still have to narrate a story to you as well. When I way back in Houtaka University, I was in level 300. So there was one doc called Dr. Gbeko. That was our entrepreneurship lecturer. Of course, anytime it comes to the class, I get infuriated because every day think outside the box, outside the box. And you can be thinking and even how will I even say it? Your thinking is not thinking, because you will just come think outside the box. You'll be doing so every day, and then everybody is becoming infuriated in the class. But one thing I've noted is that he's trying to tell you that don't be doing the same thing and be expecting different results. You have to go outside the box. Of which I think one day an assignment came and we did it. I write a business proposal. After we've written it, and he said, "Oh, Vicson, this is beyond you getting your marks, but why don't you equally go back, repolish it, and apply for GWL?" There is a competition called a GWL. So I did so with his guidance and I applied for the GWL, and I was selected. And we're being coached how to go about the whole thing. Trust me, out of about 50 teams that came and went to the pitch, and the grand prize was 10,000 Ghana cedis. I became first. I became second because it was 41, 42. Those who won the prize had 42 and I got 41, because I probably added the school's logo to their product, so they were able to justify it. So I did shelter. I realized that in whole township, most students find it difficult to get an accommodation, and probably if you were to gain admission to Houtaka University or UHAS, probably you have to come down to the town, look for accommodation before you go back. But I thought that is a risk. And sometimes when you come, this agent probably will equally turn you around. And at the end of the day, you may not get what you want. So I thought, well, why won't I create probably a website to include all the hostels in it, so that when they give admission, you can equally go onto my page, you type the hostel you want with the different specification. Then you do your payment when you come. You just have to finish everything that you come to Ho without you traveling, going up and down, risking your life and all those things. So I thought it was, and some lectures that have been posted to teach in Ho Township, equally public servant as well, they also face the same problem. So I thought it was, okay, this is a problem. I have to solve it. In solve it, I want to, you will gaining profit out of it. So I did so. So anyone who comes to my page and book for a room, you will surely have to pay an amount of money. And that is a business that I'm doing as well. So at the end of the day, if I were to be taking 200 cedis per person, just imagine if a day 20 people log into my account and they book for 20 rooms. Just imagine the amount of money I'll be getting within a twinkle of an eye. Adjustable to someone who is waiting for the whole month to end before he or she will be paid. But that is not so bad. You can still be doing your monthly work, but be doing other things that can complement your effort entirely. So this is the thing. So you have to first of all have an idea before you can proceed to the next stage. Now, someone asked, how do we identify problems? So we're being told that before you identify a problem, per my training as a civil engineer, you have to do critical observation, ask questions, think outside the box, research and watch television, identify needs you want for humanity, analyze these needs and wants. Then known as serenity. Then fast forward, you pray and mediate, not for money, but for idea and solution to the problems as well. So if you want to start and you don't know how to start, you have to really think, sit down, set back with all the things that I've just espoused over there. It could be me. So I did, what's the name? Observation. So with the story that I enumerated just a few minutes ago, I sat down, analyzed the whole thing, realized that this is the problem that whole. There are a gamut of issues in whole, but I decided to choose that part because students are the more populated people in whole as we speak. So that's the path that I chose. Probably you may choose the path of asking question, or you analyze this needs that you want for humanity as well. So what are some of the problems that we have in Ghana as well? Probably other ideas. I think there's one honorable member by Hubert Agbawade, and then Ken myself went for pitch competition. That was in KKIC, that was 2023. We also sat down and realized that in Ghana, plastic is the most thing that is causing havoc in Ghana. So a little downpour, then the whole place will be flooded, especially in Accra. Because some of these single-use plastics are causing a lot of stuff. So we thought about that, well, plastic permanently takes a very longer year to decay. And since you're in a natural environment, if you don't do anything about it, it will go back and harm the natural environment. And of which they said when the last tree died, the last man dies. So we conceived an idea that, okay, with the food takeaway pack that we normally eat in it, we realized that some of it, thing that they used for binding it, is very dangerous to humanity. So what do you do? The rice husks that we normally dispose, that is waste. We realize that we can equally be used for something that will be beneficial to we the humans. And so we conceived that idea and so, okay, fine. This is a problem here that we are looking at, the health problem and the environmental problem as well. So these are some of the things that we thought it wise and we brought it on board. And fast forward, we are on it. So I can equally give another idea. Female sanitary pad from plantain stem. There were other people who were also pitching what's the name, using a plantain stem to produce sanitary pad, because our young ladies in this country equally what's the name, face issue with buying of the pad. Most people are not working. So, and even if you are buying it, at which cost? You look at the cost and look at you, the person that is buying, because you are not working. So we thought it wise that it will be prudent for them to also do something outside the box to help our young ladies as a business as well. So using plantain stem to produce sanitary pad, and then we also have plastic waste for floor tiles. People are using plastic waste to do floor tiles, bag, and houses. Coconuts up and supplement for sugar, and coconut hacks for charcoal. So people are using coconut hacks and so forth to do charcoal as well, because we want to do clean energy as well. Also, poultry feed from maggot, dark weeds. We can also get storage facility using solar panel, using shea butter as lip gloss. It's now unfortunate now that probably there's no more Habatan as compared to years back. If someone would want to share butter lip gloss, the person will, can you imagine the amount of money that a person will be making as well? And also fabrication of granite harvester as well. So all this being said, now someone asks the idea generation, the drivers of the idea. So what drives you to go into that? That's the question one to ask is or yourself. What drives you to go into the idea? Sometimes hunger can make someone think the whole day of doing something. People do critical thinking when they are hungry. People also do critical thinking when they are angry. So there's a hunger and angry. So if I'm angry right now, I can sit down and put something down. Some also can also derive an idea through unemployment. If you're unemployment, you are in the house the whole day, you will be doing kind of critical thinking to come up with something that will be beneficial to you as well. Some people also get the ideation from enemies because you want to shame your enemies. So you sit down and plan yourself and get to see what you do to shame your enemy as well. So there are several ways of generating your idea depending on where you find yourself as well. Now, idea without action is nothing. If you conceive the idea and you don't put in much action, probably the action is just an illusion as well. For instance, like I said earlier on, when I conceived the idea of getting accommodation for people through online, if I just said it in jest without putting in any action, probably the money that I'll be making, or I wouldn't have won that 8,000 Ghana cedi because I showed working that this is how it will work and this is how efficient it is. Some ideas are very good, but it's not feasible. So you look at all these things. So once you are taking through it, look at the pros and cons of it as well before you can equally implement it. Now, someone asks, what do you need? So as an entrepreneur, but we have the triangle, the success triangle, as of which is being targeted to skills, attitude, and knowledge as well. Now, let's all pay a critical attention to these three things. Now, before you even as an entrepreneur, what you need to succeed is, first of all, you have to have the skills. So within the skills value, you look at the goal setting, time management, reasoning, communicating, and then interpersonal skills. All the things that I've said matters in. Bet me, if you don't have your goal setting, the rest of the things are just nothing. So as an entrepreneur, you need to have all these things in your mind before you can become a successful entrepreneur as well. With the time management, as an entrepreneur, you need to be disciplined with time. Most of our young people are equally deficient of time management as well. So you give them time to this certain program, they will come the time as they want. And this attitude equally must stop if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, because someone might have a contract with you and the person might give you this particular time and you end up coming late. You may lose, you lose that contract automatically because you are not working with time. And your reasoning as well, communicating to your client or an investor who comes to, the way you communicate to also matters as well. And the interpersonal relationship with the people. If you're someone who is very reckless and very rude, trust me, you are doomed as an entrepreneur. So that's the first leg of the success triangle. Now the second leg is your knowledge as well. You have to have the basic theories, information, facts and figures, and description of what you want to do as an entrepreneur as well. These things will guide you to become successful if you want to go to an entrepreneur entity as well. And then the last one is the attitude. That is the most important one, because but if you don't have the right attitude, you may think you have started deceiving yourself. So first one, you have to have self-motivation. But one of the things that motivated me to embark on some of this journey is that for me, if people tell me that they want to be like me, I tell them that be the best version of yourself. Because myself, I don't know, but that's how I am. If you give me something to do, I'll do it in the best of my ability. When the time is up, I'll opt out or I'll back out of that and allow someone to equally zoom into that. So self-motivation is also key. If nobody wants to motivate you, be your biggest motivation in life as well. Because nobody can motivate you to do things that will make you successful. And then self-confidence. I often realize that most young people don't have that self-confidence because Ghana, we misconstrue confidence to be arrogant. When someone is confident, we say, okay, and the person is arrogant. But we shouldn't encourage that as well. But when you begin to do so as an entrepreneur and you don't have confidence, bet me, you go and meet business moguls and co. With the way where they've gotten to, if you don't have that kind of confidence, what you have in mind, you can only keep it in your mind. You cannot speak out for them to know that this is what you have. So you have to be confident in the first place. And when someone wants to give you money or maybe sponsor you for your particular product you are embarking on, if you don't have that self-confidence, you will not be able to get that money as well. And then your integrity is also the most important one as well. You have to have an integrity as an entrepreneur. Your yes should be yes, your no should be no. Do not compromise. Immediately you start doing that, losing that, then that is the beginning of your downfall as an entrepreneur as well. Honesty is part of it, and I believe all of you know what honesty means. Optimism is part of it. Enthusiasm, and then how you cooperate with people that you meet, and your commitment. So this become successful, as they always say as well. And then, so like I said, so you need the skill, the knowledge, the competence, and attitude as well. Now, someone who asks, what is a skill? It's only in Ghana that if you venture into skills or trade or something, they'll tell you you are a blockheaded person. You don't know anything. You don't even, in fact, you don't have to be on someone's level. I think one of during my days in SHS, I did building technology, carpentry, furniture, and painting as well. But trust me, if you don't know mathematics, you can't even construct even a chair, because all counts is measurement, and that's the skill as well. Those days that myself, when you went to Pantech those days, they say, oh, because you've not passed your exams, you are blockheaded. That's why you went to the technical school. But that is not the case. I think, thank God that we've moved away from that kind of narrative, and now people are really investing into this technical and vocational training. I think that's the way to go. I've been telling people that if you go to university, go and read these traditional courses, languages and co and all this, if they remove the language from you, what else do you possess as a human being as well? You have nothing, you are empty. So attaching a skill to whatever that you study in school is very significant. In instance whereby you've not gotten job for your career course, you have to follow on something to do that thing until probably, if God hear your prayers, you go into where your field of study. So in this case, by Wikipedia said a skill is the ability to carry out a task with determined result, often within a given amount of time. Yes, that's the definition of skills by Wikipedia. And my own definition of skill is the other hand is the application of knowledge to perform various tasks. That's my definition. The application of knowledge. Like myself, I'm very versatile in so many things. I do this. I tell people that I can equally. Some of if I say it now, probably it may sound this, but that is the fact. At Osborne Case Foundation, I've learned how to sew a reusable pad. That's a skill that I've acquired for myself as well. I can paint. I can equally construct road is another skills. I can cook, depending on where you want to find yourself as an entrepreneur. So skills is very important. And then attitude. Attitude, I've been telling people that you don't treat people per what they have. You may never know who you are going to meet. Treat everybody right as an entrepreneur. You don't look at people's dress and judge them from where they are coming from. People just want to disguise themselves and see how you treat them or how you behave towards them. So attitude is the mindset or feeling with regards to some better, or is the mental position with regards to a fact or situation, or feeling or emotion towards a fact or situation. So it is the way we react or respond to people that makes them equally allow us into their closet as well. Because if I realize that you are a rude person, you're an entrepreneur, I will not come and patronize your business as well. And attitude can also outweigh the expression of state of mind. Indeed, attitude is a mirror, and the attitude is life. In life, if you don't have attitude, you are doomed. So I tell most people that if you are in school and you think you are behaving towards somebody because the person is not equally passing his or her exams and go, just ignore. If there's something that you can do to help the person, just help. You will never know where you're going to meet someone. Maybe that person is your destiny helper. You are equally chasing for a particular amount of money you are not getting. But that person, because the way you treated that person might find it's comfort to give you that money. But if you behave towards that person rudely, you automatically lose that amount of money. So attitude is very, very key in this entrepreneurship journey. Now, the critical need for entrepreneurship success. There's one thing that my doctor have been telling me always, that networking is the process of making connection and building relationship. And also this connection can equally provide you with advice and contract, which can help you. So I've taken cognizance of that and I'm abiding by that principle as well. Now, the success equation I spoke about with my opening remarks. Now, knowledge plus skills with attitude and networking. That will make you that will make you gain the entrepreneurial success that you want to achieve. So, what is someone asked, what is knowledge once again? Knowledge is wisdom. What is skills? Skills is the application of knowledge. What is attitude? So attitude is for you to train for skills. And then networking. Your network is your network. I think that is the most fundamental one that I also used to abide myself, because my doc will tell you that your network is your net worth. I didn't understand that, but when I went to research about it, I realized that the more you build network, it open doors for you. For me, I'm not doing anything special, but because the way I cherish building network with people anywhere I go, I make myself relevant. I keep in touch. I tell people, this is what I do. What do you do? Let's see how best you can exchange value amongst each other and cool. That has brought me to where I am right now. When Mr. President was equally introducing me with all the things that he alluded, it was through network. I didn't go to write any exam to get all those portfolios and co. It was through networking. So I think networking right here is also paramount in your entrepreneurship journey as well. And then attitude is likened to be an iceberg. So if you look at the same, if anything is the tip of the iceberg, that's just 10% of it. And then the 90% is your attitude in this entrepreneurship journey as well. So the visible above the sea level, the iceberg, is just the 10%. And the invisible below the sea level is the 90%, which is your attitude within you. So as an entrepreneur, you have to take up cognizance of your attitude as well. And then your attitude determines your altitude, like my doc will always tell me. And then I also have to share a practical story with you guys so that probably you can get the whole concept of this presentation. So I followed the story of one of our former BS agricultural students who could not graduate because he failed 2 courses in his final year after writing 2 times. So he still failed again. So he gave up and left the school without certificate. And then he also decided to fry and sell plantain chips. Yeah, plantain chips, the unripe one as well. And then he improved upon the packaging and then ended up winning customers' confidence. Now, after doing so, he was selling this in traffic in Kumasi as well, but has now have 15 sales points in Kumasi as well. And then due to his persistency and determination and passion for what he does, he has equally signed a contract with the Shell Ghana and Guel. I believe most of you know Shell Ghana and Guel, to supply plantain chips for their shops across the country. As at the time that he was leaving the school, that he passed the 1 year, and now he has also employed 20. He has 21 employees with 5 delivery van or so to deliver the product across the country. So right now he just been a week after leaving school some years back. He makes 30,000 per week, and that person is said to be Mr. Babio Collins, one of my friends. That I said he left school, so he told me this story, and I thought it was that this is a convincing, passionate, and determined story. If you want to become an entrepreneur, sometimes the book is not always to go. Had it not been he leaving the school to go and start his business, it's even earning more than those who completed the course as well. So as an entrepreneur, you need the persistency, the determination and passion to equally do or to become a successful entrepreneur. Now, teamwork. There's a saying by Jack Ma that no matter how smart you are, if you never know how to work with people, you will never be successful. First, so I highlighted matter, smart, never, people were successful. So I just opposed that to all the things that I've been through during my school days and SLC days and all this while. Realize that if you don't have the relationship, if you don't know how to work with people, you can never be a successful person, be it whether your work side or because people contribute significant to the success of your job as well, because you can't work it out alone. We're in the 21st century, and if you want to do it alone, you crash. You have to build a team. If someone is doing this with his ability, you also have to take this charge. If you want to do it alone, you know, there's a saying that if you want to, if you want to reach fast, you walk. I don't know if I correct me if I get it wrong, Mr. President. Hello, Mr. President.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just say you have to go alone, or if you want to. I'm beginning. I don't know if somebody could help me with that. If you want
Yeah,
to reach,
let you best correct that.
okay.
So they said if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, then you go in a group. You go with people. Yeah. That's it.
Precisely.
Just
So
to
thank you.
paraphrase it.
Thank you very much for that submission. So basically, that's what it means over here. I think Honorable Hubert's explanation does better than mine as well. So that is the power of teamwork. If you want to go far, you have to go with people. So that is it. And then someone will call ask, what is a team? What is a team? So per the research I've done for uh, this evening seminar. So a team is a small number of people with complementary skills who are committed to a common purpose, to set of performance of goals, a common approach for which they hold themselves mutually accountable. So that is the definition of a team. Now, but when you unplan, they labor in vain. But when unplanned, they labor in vain. There's a saying that failing to plan is planning to fail. If you fail to plan, you are heading towards failure as an entrepreneur. You have to plan ahead, get the right things in place. Like I said, before you start a business, you have to conceive the idea first and know what is needed after that idea so that that chronology will follow suit as well. So if you fail to plan, you are heading towards a ditch. So that is now working team. Now coming together is the beginning, keeping together is the process, working together is a success. This is by Henry Hayford in the 1863 to 1974. He said that's the definition of the working team as well. So now some families are yet to understand what they need to help each other to succeed as well. So I made a small sketch over here. It's a mango tree that we have so much ripe mango on it, and there are two families. The other one, all of them were just standing under the tree, looking at the tree for the mango to fall into their hands. But the other family in great. They stood on one another to get a mango tree to pluck the mango onto the basket. Whilst the other family is there just raising hand up for the mango to fall into the hand. So you see how teamwork makes a particular group, a particular family succeed easily than all of you being ideal doing your own thing as well. So the role of intelligence in business as well. So according to the philosopher, there are four types of intelligence. We have the intelligent quotient, which is the IQ, emotional intelligence, we have the social quotient and diversity quotients. So the intelligent quotients, that if you want to become an entrepreneur, you have to because an entrepreneurs are not dumb people. So you have to be intelligent before you can conceive an idea and propose a particular solution to it as well. So these are the four things that as an entrepreneur you need to possess as well. To do the critical thinking, to make sure that the problem that you are trying to solve will positively alert to the people as well. Then emotional intelligence. I think most entrepreneurs don't have this emotional intelligence as well. Things that you are supposed to see, probably not to react instantly, but to do it in a genuine way. For instance, I had an encounter with probably one chopper in who over here. When I go to buy the food, I realized that the soup that they gave me got spoiled. So I prompted her that the soup you gave me was or is in a bad taste. But her outburst was so rude to me that I stopped eating over there. You could have done that. Okay, well noted. You see how best we could do. So as an entrepreneur, what you did to me, since then I've not been coming. And you know what that means to your business. A quick well. Then we have the diversity quotient as well. Some people are social entrepreneurs, some people are solo entrepreneurs, depending on where you want to find yourself. So these are some of the things that you find according to the business intelligence as well. Then we also have, I think I spoke about the triangle success. And then another story again. I don't know who can equally give me the full meaning of KFC. Is anyone here that has to give me the full meaning of KFC? Okay, Honorable Hubert.
Abego, is it coming with a price?
Let's see whether you are correct before I will tell Mr. President to equally hand over the prize to you.
Yeah. So, but what I know is Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Correct for 5 points. That's exactly so. So I think most people over here only hear of KFC, but I'm not too sure that they took the pain to equally tell the meaning of KFC. So like Hubert said, that is the actual meaning of KFC as well. So the founder of KFC, at 5, his father died. Then at 16, he quit studying. By the time he gets to 17 years, he's already lost more than 4 jobs. And so at the age of 18, he got married. Between the age of 18 to 22, he worked as a driver and failed. Whereas as an entrepreneur, you need to fail and come back. It's only Ghana over here that we've done failure too expensive. Some will say, if I go and I fail, how will people see it? But if you go to US, you fail and fail and fail, become a better person. And I think Ghana is not helping in failure because someone will go and try, say, okay, I'm afraid if I go and try and I fail, what do people say of me? So we are afraid to fail and come back to become a better person as well. And then once he failed, he joined the army and he was rejected. He tried, became a failure as an insurance salesman. At the age of 25, his wife left him and took his only daughter away. 10 dishes into a small coffee shop. Failed attempt to get his daughter back. At the age of 65, he retired. So on the first day of his retirement, the government gave him 10,000 US dollars, realizing that he couldn't keep himself thinking about killing himself because he had a life full of failure. He sat under a tree and write this treatment, but realized that there was something he hadn't done yet, and that was cooking. With the dollars the government gave him, he bought himself a fryer, made fried chicken using a recipe his granddaughter taught him, and sold it door to door to his village people. At the age of 88, the colonel, sender, and founder of KFC was a billionaire. So I just did all these things to tell all of us that you fail. That doesn't mean that you don't try again. You rise and fall. Upon that rising and fall, that's when you learn all your lessons. I'm sure that many of us over having said all these things over here, probably someone will give up and the person might not even try and do what he is expected to do. Because if you look at all that I've espoused over here, all the things are failures. But with perseverance, persistence, and passion, you could stand up. And now I can bet you across the country and across the world, KFC is selling and it's making money. Now he's dead and gone, but his business is selling for itself because he knew what he wants to do and he has the passion. And passion is one of the things that we have to attach to whatever that we are doing as well. If a job is being given to you, do it with passion. So that is a story for the KFC man as well. And then we all have to remember, when everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. This is a quote from Henry Ford. I quote again, remember, if everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind. So, without much being said, this is the end of my presentation, and I hope and believe all that have been said over here, you've understood it, and I'll allow for questions and answers. Then at the end of the day, we could find the impact that we ought to make this evening as success. So thank you very much for your attention, Mr. President. Over to you.
Yes, thank you very much. We'll take questions now. Oh, yes. I can see Sandy, Winifred, Gilbert, Edward, and Bruce. Raise your hand to contribute, ask questions, or seek clarification. Okay, since the others don't have a question yet, let me ask Mr. Vicson, what are the laws guiding business establishment? And then how did you establish all these companies?
Okay. So thank you very much for that question as well. So in Ghana, we are being governed by rules and regulations as well, depending on the department you find yourself. So in this case, we find ourselves in the business department as well. So it is said that every business that you want to set up in the country, you have to go through some procedural process as well. So the first thing is that after you conceive your business, which is viable, you proceed to the Register General Department to register it legally. The word is legally. The reason being that if you register a business legally and in case of any eventuality, you will not find wanting with the law. So having done that, you have a certificate. Now, you come back, depending on what you are doing. For instance, if you are producing food, so if you have gone to the Register General Department to register your business, you have to come back. So for instance, if you are producing a fruit, what's the name? Fruit juice. Now you look through which appropriate authority that you have to go again to certify whatever you are producing. It takes you to, in this case, the FDA. You have to send your produce to FDA to test it and check whether it's good for human consumption. before they can give you the green light to send it into the market, which is why most of the advert that they run on television or radio station is being said that it's been vetted and approved by FDA. So that means that it's good for consumption as well. That is another leg of it. Now, after we've gone through the FDA process, you have to now go through the GRR. So because you need to pay tax, and tax is managed for every single business owner in this country as well. So you have to pay tax. If we evade tax, it comes with its own consequences as well. So you have to go to the GRA to equally to file your tax over there. And then when you come back, you come to the community where your business is. You have to get a permit from the municipal assembly to tell them that this is where you are operating. In case of any issue, this is your office and cool. Then without doing, you are done with your business registration. The rest is just make sure that where you are doing your business is very clean, because you can have all these things when your place is not clean. When these town council people go around, they can come and arrest you. So there's a saying that cleanliness is next to godliness. So you always have to keep your place very neat as an entrepreneur for people to buy. So with your question, I don't know whether I've really answered you, but that is what I know, the procedural process of registering a business. If you don't register it and the law apprehends you, we have every crime with its own remedies as well. Sometimes you can go in imprisonment, sometimes they can fine you as well. So to avoid all this embarrassment, you have to go through all the espoused procedure that I've just spoke about. Then you are good to go. And there's one thing left. If you don't do so, and for instance, if you're an NGO, but you take money from people or you take funds from donors and you are not registered, when you are caught, it is termed as though you are defrauding the people without any legal basis. So anybody can go and sue you. So if you have all your documents ready and any of that situation comes, you are free. So thank you very much. Please, is there any other question again? Okay.
Thank you. I'll take questions from Winifred.
Question asked, but looking at the side of food processing, before you can register your company, FDA has to certify, because when you go to the registrar general to register a company, they will need a certificate to prove that FDA has accepted your product. And also, you need Ghana standard to also certify, because in every food product, there is a standard or an amount of nutrient that has to be in each and every product. And if you want to export also, that means you have to get an international standard to also certify your product. That's the little I can add for anyone that wants to venture into food production. So you have to go through the various processes before you can get your company registered. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. So in this case, so the reason why I said that you can equally go and get your certificate from the registrar general department. For those people, you can get your certificate, but the real work lies with the FDA. You can get your cert from the registrar general department, come to FDA, and FDA can reject your work. So in this instance, in whole over here, we have so many people who are not registered their business with the FDA or go through the certification process, but they have the registrar general department certificate. So it's one thing having a certificate and you ignoring the FDA process. But when it gets hold of you, that's when you see where the power lies. So it's either way. You can get a certificate and ignore, which is not the right thing to do. So if you have the certificate, go to the FDA process for them to certify it for you. And she also said that if you want to export, you have to have that certificate to enable you to do so. So thank you very much for that addition as well.
Most welcome.
Edward.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Mr. Vicson, I plan not to miss this session. Thank you so much for the insight.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so I would like to add some few things, but my question first, before I add any other thing that I have to ask, is that the topic we're talking about is business planning. And I think you started and then you brought in entrepreneurship. So the question I want to ask is, what the difference between business and entrepreneurship? Is there any difference between them? And if there is, what are they? Um, is every business person an entrepreneur, and is every entrepreneur a business person? That's the question I want to ask.
Okay. So to answer your question, it's intertwined. So depending on what you want to do as a as a business person as well, probably you look at so for instance, let me use Kenny Japan as an example. He is a business person as well. So he gets the business contract and co and give it to someone who is able to deliver it for him as well. That's another leg of it. So before you get to that stage to become a businessman, you have to plan and develop what you want to do as well. Be it you want to become an entrepreneur too, you have to equally plan. So I was just trying to do the whole thing for us to get the understanding. So that's why I go say that I'll move from this aspect, talking about this, and just approach it to this aspect as well. So in all, you need to plan. Whilst planning, it is incumbent on you to equally to become a businessman or become an entrepreneur. So planning is part of the entrepreneurship journey as well. And planning is the same as you going to become a business person as well. So depending on where you want to find yourself. So you could remember that when I started, and I told that before you become an entrepreneur or be it a business person, you need to plan. Because failing to plan is planning to fail. So in every business or in every entrepreneurship journey, you need to plan. So that's why if you look at my presentation, I mix it together for us to get so that it will not be as though I'm living one-sided person. Because trust me, all those who have joined, some people are entrepreneur already. Some people also want to venture into business as well. So that is the basis of me doing that line of representation as well. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much for the explanation. Um,
Sure. All right.
so,
Mr. Butu.
I,
Oh, Mr. Edward, wanted to give a follow up.
let the questions come first, then I can add something.
Okay, Mr. Duchi.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity granted me. Honorable Vicson, I would like to thank you very much for your presentation. It has been so insightful and impressive. Sometimes you may have a lot of ideas about establishing yourself, like the entrepreneurship that you have talked about. But there are some things that come into mind. Where can I get the capital to start what I want to do? For instance, I would like to establish a private school, but where is the capital to do that? If there's any way that he can share with us to raise money to start the entrepreneurship or business, or if there's any institution that is assisting in that aspect, I'll be very grateful if you can share that with us, because it has becoming a very big problem in Ghana. You may have the idea to establish yourself, but how do you do it? Where is the capital? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much with this question. So this particular question, way back in school, my entrepreneurship lecturer will tell you that you don't need money to start a business. So for us to have an idea, just make sure you polish it, give people the reason to buy into your idea, no matter what it is. Because remember that I said idea without action is nothing, or is an illusion. So if you conceive the idea, don't just rush just to want to get money. Build your idea very well, seal all the loopholes, go to seminars, go to pitches. Because I can bet you that myself, when I went for the first pitch, I never did I could won that 8,000, but we were about 10 or 15 people that went for the final pitch. But at the end of the day, I built my idea very well, give them reason to invest the money into the business as well, seal all the loopholes. They'll look at the feasibility of your idea, because remember, I said some ideas are very unique, but they are not feasible. So if you tell me that you want to equally manufacture maybe a broom that can be, how will I even say, you want to use bamboo to produce toilet roll. It's a nice idea, but you have to look at its feasibility and see how then can this thing be sustainable. So in this eco space of entrepreneurship, build your idea very well. Having built mine and I won that amount, and currently myself and Honorable Hubert are equally using the rice hacks to build something unique. And one day you surely get the Rome was not built in a day as well. So since it's an idea that you've conceived, polish it well, so that when you meet an investor, you give reason for that investor to equally invest in your business as well. Unless, of course, there are loopholes in your business that, having explained your business and one question, how sustainable is your business, then you are found wanting, then you've lost that amount of money. There are free money running around, no? But because you are not too privy to some of these things, so people have the idea, but they can't equally get to where they want to. So I invite all of us to be reading, go to the site, these potential grant companies that are around. You could write to them, participate in seminars and pitch. Some of myself like this, I go to some seminars and I meet people. 5 minutes, I pitch my idea, take their number, let's get in touch. Then from there, you start a conversation. Probably he also have someone that as a friend that can give you that amount of money. So it depends on the way you position yourself as an entrepreneur. Most young people don't know this as well. So without much said, I think this is my answer to your question as well. I understand people go for loan to start their startup business, which is why it is called a startup. You have to start it well to attract such people. But I'll not entreat anybody to go and take loan also to go and invest in their business, because it's a startup. How about if it didn't go well? Then there's a saying that a car buffet, then you find yourself wanting as well. So that is the answer to the very question that you've asked as well.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Mr. Solomon,
Yes, sir.
Mr. President, let me add a little. Let me add a little to what the presenter just said. Honorable Doche,
Sir,
good evening.
evening. I hope you are fine.
Okay, I'm fine. So I
Thank God.
want to ask you to answer your question. I want us to do a small
Mm,
exercise, right? And then I will
okay,
tell you what you can do.
okay.
You said you want to establish a school.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's get practical with what Selom just said. What kind of school do you want to establish?
I want to start a preschool, and that is from a crèche, a nursery, and up to a JHS level. Start from the beginning
What is the
and build
impact?
it up.
What will be the impact of the school you want to?
To equip children with skills to build up into the future, and then have this in technical skills. So I'll include technical aspect as well. And right from the primary school, those who want to be seamstress tailoring, they will be doing that along the line. And those who want to be a chef, they will also be doing that along the line. So I want to add that one to us, that aspect too as well.
What is the market? What's the
Come
market
again.
size? What is the market size of the idea?
This will help people to establish themselves. You know, in Ghana, we are familiar with paperwork, but when these people are able to establish themselves, they can also employ other people, and then lives continue from there.
What is the problem your business wants to solve?
Come again.
What is the problem your business seeks to solve?
I didn't hear the question again. Well,
What is the problem your business seeks to solve?
what's the problem that it is likely to face and spoil?
Your business want to solve.
I didn't get the word well.
They're asking that your baby business. Remember that I said that as an entrepreneur, you need to look at the problem you are solving. What
Okay.
impact is it having? So, what problem are you solving in the said community that you want to build your school? What problem are you solving?
Yeah. The problem I would like to solve is to educate the young ones that the technical aspect of education is the best, and we shouldn't depend on the let me say bookish knowledge. So producing this and train people to produce let's say the chef that I want to talking about. They will prepare foods to serve people, let's say who are hungry, just to reduce hunger in the country. So some areas when you go there, you find it very difficult to get food to buy. But if these chefs are trained well and they are at those areas selling, you realize that even big businesses around there can flow because there is food around that they can buy. And the aspect of
Honorable,
yeah.
honorable. Okay,
Yeah.
so in a business term, they will tell you are ranting. You are not
Come
saying
again.
in a business term, they will tell you are ranting. You are only ranting. You are not giving us what we are looking out for. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Okay, so from all what you have said, you have not really said anything. If other members who here will attest to the fact, you have not said anything. The problem that you want to solve, you are not backing your idea with facts and figures. Okay,
Mhm.
so let me give you this simple advice.
Mhm.
Just like Salom said, it is not money you need. You have not refined your idea. You have not done the research that is needed to get the money that you need. How much do you need for the establishment?
For now, I need around 10,000 to start for now.
You are not specific.
Come again.
You are not specific.
Right now, I need 10,000 Ghana cedis to start.
Please,
How are you going to use the 10,000?
I'll use to put something like, let me say, a pavilion, because I know it cannot build a whole school, so I'll start by building some
Yeah, so this is
pavilion
where
and
you
then
get it
getting
all
schools.
wrong. I'm coming. This is where you get it. You cannot go to a pitching place and make all this one, and you
Come again.
expect them to give you. You cannot go to a pitching, okay?
Mhm.
And then you said all this one, you need 10,000 for a school. That is unrealistic in the first place
Exactly.
to start with. It's unrealistic.
That's the point.
So I want to take you on a journey. That's why I ask you all these questions.
Mhm.
The thing is not, you don't need money. For now, the stage at which you are, you don't need money. You need to fine-tune the idea, do the necessary research about it. Just like Selorm said, you don't just jump into the scene because you have seen the idea or something. You must be able to come together, gather facts and figures, because investors look for figures. They are not interested in plenty of this your English. That's why I told you that in the business world, they'll tell you are ranting. Okay. First of all,
Yeah.
state the problem. What problem do you seek to solve in the short term, medium term, long term? Okay. If you want to see to it, if you give me that your idea, and mind you, I am running a marketing firm, famous marketing and advertising agency. Okay. Most of the times we forget about that particular part of the business thing, and it is the engine room of it. You have not done research, market research, where you want to do the business. How will the people receive it? It must be a need to the people. Have you done that feasibility study to know that it is a need for them? Because you cannot build castles in the air. Who do you want to occupy it? So if the people that you are targeting are not do not need that thing, first of all, the business is flat. You will not even get up from there. There is no life in the business. Okay. Now, if I were you, this is it. You have a strategic plan for say 10 years, and the vision is that you want to produce self-reliant, educated people in the next 10 years through the preschool that you want to do. What problem is this solving? In recent times, you could see that we have a lot of unemployment in the country. That's the problem. Problem statement. That's the problem. So, in capping this one, you want to build on the saying that catch them young and they shall be yours forever. Instilling this kind of technological or TVET or vocational and technical knowledge coupled with the bookish work into the people from the beginning till they get to the tertiary level. That is more specific. You have given them the roadmap that you use. You have stated the problem so that at the end of the day, if they are trained well, they come out of your preschool, they are able to do something whilst even looking for the white collar job. And some of them will even employ other people that are unemployed in there. That one gives hope to the people. You understand? But
Yeah.
all what you said, you could just let me ask you what I just give you. I have not taken time to craft all this one. Per what you said, compare what you just said, I just said to you, and what you said earlier. Which one will you invest in?
Yeah. What you have indicated right now
You understand? So there is a
about the
problem.
unemployment level
So
in
that's the
the
problem you want to solve.
yeah
Do you understand? And the tool you
yeah
want to use to solve it is education. And it is
yeah
not just education. You have boiled education down to technical and vocational education.
yeah.
Do you understand it? It's more
Please. Yes.
specific than just that. What is the name? Generalizing it. You get it?
Mm.
So most
Yeah.
of the times, it's not as if your idea is not good. I have come to the realization that forget anybody who tells you that you don't need education to succeed, even as an entrepreneur or something. The person is doing you more harm than good.
Mm.
Yes. And when you want to be an entrepreneur, there are processes you have to pass through. If you cannot do it, get the expert to do it for you.
Mm.
We call something market research. Honorable President is a marketer, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we call something market research. Somebody who has been trained as a marketer know how to do that marketing research for you to know your market for your business, to
Mm.
know the kind of people that need you. You cannot sell for everybody.
Mhm.
That's why I asked you what is the market. And when you move from the market target, you now have to define who are your audience, your target audience. Who and who do you want to start with? You understand?
Yeah.
So you must get somebody, the expert to do this one for you. If I run you through the calculations to the finances part of the idea is not just anything. The idea comes with processes, with other things, accompaniments that make it a good idea. For it to come to fruition, there are things that it is needed. You first of all have to do your market research, do the fact checks, do the statistics. So in pitching this kind of things to somebody, you are coming out with what is the name? Fact and figures. And they know that you are on top of your job. If they give you their money, you can handle it. That is where the
Mm.
attitude comes in. That is where the skills comes in. That is where the what is the other one that you mentioned? Attitude, skills, and then I
Um,
forgot it.
please,
The triangle.
so you have the attitude, skills, and not and your knowledge.
Do you understand? So all what you
Mhm.
have said right now is cut. It is the triangle that will make the idea very suitable for you. But if you leave it that I have an idea, I want to do this, what are the details? 10,000
Mhm.
is unrealistic to start up a school. What can it buy? So it's not as if you don't have a good idea. You have not
Mhm.
refined it well. So it's not a challenge. You have to now sit down, go for business consultation if you need to be, book a session, let the experts. I can help you in that one in the first place. You just get
Mhm.
me some few points and then we can do it. The reason why I will not do it for free is that you will not value it. All what I am telling
Mhm.
you right now, all what he is sharing here right now, if you were supposed to book a session with him right now, you should be able to commit. If you pay him something, maybe he
Hello.
will return it to you. That can you hear me?
Yeah. Senator Edward.
Yes,
Please,
go ahead.
I'll be signing out in the next 4 minutes. I have another meeting 7:30. So probably if you
Okay,
can make it precise or probably uh, cut it so that probably I'll just say something brief and then sign out. I'm
okay,
also
you can go ahead.
the moderator for the next one. No, I'm not cutting, but if you can just make it brief before I come in.
Okay,
Thank you.
so if you leave us to, we will continue our work, right? So, Honorable Duche, what I'm trying to say is that the
Mhm.
details of the 10,000 stuff, we don't have any idea about it. How we are going to use it, which one will go into salary, which one will go to the capital expenditure, the recurring expenditure. We don't have idea about it. You understand? That's the problem.
Yeah.
So if they give
It
you
is
the
very.
10,000 right now, if you give you the 10,000 right now, investor look at all these things and then we'll look at you and say the 10,000 is even not enough to start anything. How much more you don't even know the details of it. If I give it to you, my money is going down the drain. You understand? So the thing is
It's
not
true.
that your idea is not, it's a challenge getting the money. Just like Selom said, there are many monies running around. But how well can you communicate your idea to get those money? So if you need a session, you can reach out to me. Let's have a session and then we can see how best we
Okay.
can put it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. President. I think Honorable Hubert, with your leave, Honorable Hubert want to ask or want to contribute to that.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Bright Selorm Vicson, for that insightful presentation. Yeah. It made me recollect some one or two things and then learn something new also. So a question has been asked earlier by Honorable Senator Edward. What's the difference between probably a business owner or an entrepreneur? In, in a business terrain, the person is more focused on making profit. And that's how come a businessman probably the distinct difference is that a businessman is probably a low risk taker, might not want to take a high risk, but an entrepreneur goes all out and then takes more risk. Yeah, so that's just some little uh, difference I want to state. So about Honorable Samson's issue, and then this statement that we've been making, like, you don't need money to start a business, you don't need money to start a business. Let's state it clearly. It depends on what type of business you are going for. Let's take an example of Samson's idea like this. It's a capital intensive business that is venturing into. It needs facilities and a whole lot. In that regard, he needs money. Whether the money is coming from, let's say, he's going to pitch for the money or he's going to get grants, he needs money. We can't rule it out entirely. But let's say I want to do buy and sell, and I know the owner of the one that I'm going to buy from. I can enter into agreement with you. We just put down a written notice, and I say, okay, I want to be supplying these people with this, so I need this amount of, let's say, drinks to go and supply. Then I take from the wholesaler, go deliver, take my percentage, and then returns the wholesaler's money. In that regard, I don't need money, physical cash, to start that business. You understand me? But some businesses that are capital intensive nature, like the hack spark that we are trying to venture into, my brother, we need a lot of money. We need money to execute that project. So this thing that probably you go for a pitch, and then probably somebody will just make an open statement that you don't need money to start a business. I stand to far differ from that statement. So we have to watch this statement very well. It depends on the business you are running, and then that will inform whether you need money or not. On this note, thank you very much, Selorm, for this insightful presentation. And with your humble with all humility, I would like to sign out. I have another meeting that I would have to catch up in the.
Very well, very well. Hello.
Yes, thank you once again. And you see, business. Thank you, Honorable Gilbert. Business is a very dynamic thing. It's not static. Just like he explained, um, money is not just cash. What we use as currency, the money is not just cash. So you might be right in saying that, well, it depends on the business you want to do. But at the end of the day, the reason why most people tell you that you don't need the money to start the business, most of us today focus on the capital. Everybody who wants to talk about it is saying that capital. You don't know what even is the capital. You don't even understand what is the capital. So you all say, oh, the capital, the capital, the capital, the capital. But you cannot just go to, maybe I want to be supplying so clean in whole, or let's be so much here that I want to. We are in the water region, so which business should I even use? Which business should I even use? I want to start a provision shop business, and I know a distributor, Jalet, now that they are not operating on what I don't even know. He's a big distributor of some of these products. I cannot just go to what is the name? Jalet store without a plan to do the business. They will first of all have to check some things that are in place before they even go into the negotiation with you that, okay, we can be supplying to you, and you can be paying bit by bit. Sorry. That one said, it all boils down to how prepared you are. You have known that, okay, the profit level is this. This is the amount of money I needed to do. So if I go and take this chunk of my goods, the capital is always not for the goods alone. Let's say you are going, transportation is in there, salaries is in there, and all those ones. If you are not being able to structure all these things even before you go, you are going to fail. And here we are not talking about just business. You are talking about successful businesses. You are going to feel to the extent that you rise up and fail again, you rise up and fail again. It's not everybody that falls that rises. No, that's just a motivational talk. It's not everybody that falls and rises again. No, Goliath fell and he never rose again because he didn't prepare well. If he was supposed to prepare well, he thought he was going to meet the same people that he has been harassing all the time. Same applies to business. If you think that everything is in your head, you can do anything, I'll go and take and come and sell and get. No, 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 no. You are not even into business in the first place. You don't want, it's not sustainable. So nobody is in partner you to do anything. Because you cannot be, continue coming to me for goods that you are failing on. You go and come back, there is nothing coming out of it. Remember, just like you said, businesses focus on profit. It's not every entrepreneur that fell and rose up again. There are many of them that are still lying down. They have not rose up. So it all boils down to the knowledge, the attitude, and the skills that you have. Those are the things that will land you what we call the capital. The capital, I think Selorm made mention about relationships. Somebody who can even back you to say, okay, this is my guy. He can do this, he can do that. So please just give him the goods. That's a capital. Because without that, you needed to take something to that place to get it. In the olden days, we do barter trade. You bring something, you take something. It's as simple as that. Now you can, without this triangle strategy that Honorable Selorm has told us, without these things, you cannot do it. So those things are key. The skills, the selling skills is there. Attitude, your attitude, how do you respond to money is key. And the knowledge you have about the business. Knowledge, they say, is power. So if you don't have the knowledge about the business you want to enter, see, we can give you all the money. Central bank will give you all the money. You still fail. So please, you don't need money at the beginning of your business. You need to get certain things before you start looking for the money. And most of the times, you see, when you are going to ask for this kind of money, and Honorable Duche, you cannot go empty-handed. You must do some works. And in making your work so much professional and to that standard, I'm giving you a free consultation. You see, the idea alone constitutes part of the contribution you are bringing on board. How much do you value that idea? It's key. It's a contributing. It's a capital contribution. But I think by law, is it from 10% to 15% of the total capital needed for the business. So that one alone captures something. You sitting down to refine the idea, putting together the facts and research and all those ones before coming to pitch to somebody. It's a contributing capital on its own. You understand? So if you don't know all these things, that boils down to the knowledge. If you don't know all these things, you just think that you need money. How much is your idea? The refining and all those ones, you must value it. You understand? That is one. So if you want to get quick money, this is the strategy I have used before. I went into agriculture with a classmate, and we decided that we are going to do vegetables on a 10-acre land. This was our first time venturing into the agri sector. But what did we do? We didn't find it difficult getting the money. We sat down, we drew the business plan, we did a business proposal, and then we reached out to one of our teachers back in SHS. And we told him this is the idea we have. We bought into the idea that is communication. You have facts, you have figures. So summary, we told him that okay, 1 acre of land, yeah, we are expected to get uh, 10, 12,000 heads of cabbage on one. If you take everything out of it, spoilage and all those ones, let's say at least we should be getting 8,000 heads of 1 acre of, of land. So let's say we are selling just one at a farm gate of 10 cities. That's 80,000 that we have. You have given him a figure already. So he's also calculating all those ones. At the end of the day, what he did was that he said we should extend the land. He went to bring in six, six other people or seven other people to join us. We were nine. So what we did was that we hold 30% and we share the rest 70% to them. And at the end of the day, the only money, physical money that we were supposed to use to the business was about 5,000 or 10,000 each. Once they were looking at it, it was 100,000 project. You understand? So most of the times you want to start it all alone, so you are not getting the money. Most of the times that is what happens. You want to hold the thing alone. Share. Somebody said in business, it is better to be the tail of an elephant than to be the head of an ant. That's business. Share it, get something from here, get something from here. You do your business and you still have majority share. Data bank, Kenofuriata, and photographer there, is Royal Majesty, the majority shareholders of that bank. But hardly would you hear that photographer there speaks about it. You understand? So sometimes to get these monies, you have to break it down. How many people do I need? How many shares am I willing to share out for people to buy into the idea? But all this ones goes down to what he said that he did it. His mentor told him to go and polish the idea and then pitch for something. And you saw where he landed in. There is no investor that will invest. There is no money that will come in without taking anything from you. What do you share the profit for? So basically, that is what I want to add to it. And if anybody has any other thing to do, thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, hello. Okay, so I think much have been said, and what I would like to add is that Honorable Doche's question. Well, I think let's give him the benefit of the doubt now that he's learned all the explanation that have been espoused by. I think what I have to say is that in every business journey that you want to embark on, you first of all have to identify the problem, the impact the problem is having on the society as well. So, for instance, you identify the problem, then you come to the solution. How then do you propose the solution? Then you tell us how it's going to work. Depending on, so for instance, if you're in entrepreneurship space, how are you going to, for instance, let's say you want to use what's the name? You want to use rice hacks to do maybe probably take away pack. Tell us how it works. If you tell me how it works and you've come out with a prototype, then that means that you only need capital to expand it very well. In Honorable Doche's situation, that is not an entrepreneur, it's a business that you want to venture into as well. So in so doing, you may want to get money from other donors as well. Like Honorable Edward said, you need to espouse your problem cogently. The problem you are solving, you back it with data. For instance, he want to go into the educational side. So there are those days that we usually write letters and send them. Right now we have smartphone. There's AI. So for instance, if I'm not bringing the AI something, I need to I need to be able to justify very well that if I put in the word, how is the system going to generate answers to me? So instead, you are solving a particular problem for people not thinking like those days that we used to think. Now there's AI and then ChatGPT that makes work for everyone very easy. So I'm just saying this in relation to almost something what you're trying to say as well. So you have to be very meticulous about your problem statement, your solution, and how it's going to work. You have to do your analysis. Edward asks your market size. Have you done it? And all that is needed. So I think going forward, I would suggest that YIP, sometimes we need to equally be bringing entrepreneurs of practical sort that come and teach us some of these things. Because last time I was discussing with Mr. President that we have to benefit from the people we bring to come and teach us some of these things as well, so that those who have this entrepreneurship idea and business as well can equally tap into that, learn from there. Then they can start preparing themselves for the future as well. Because trust me, there are free money running around everywhere, but most people don't know how to tap in that free money. One thing is that you have to prepare your pitch deck very well, catchy problem statement and your solution, sustainability, how long? Because you can't just produce something just a month, then your raw material will finish. No, how sustainable it is. So I think let's start to cultivate this habit of equaling learning some of these things, so that at the end of the day, like I said, Hubert said he disagreed, but you don't need money to start your business. For entrepreneurship journey, you don't need money if you put in the work very well and you go and pitch to someone 5 minutes and the person has an interest to see that, okay, if I invest in this business in the long run, I may get triple of what I've invested. Why not? You didn't invest money. You only invested your idea. You pitch your idea, someone give you the money. It's like, I have the idea, you have the money. So bring the money and let's bring the idea to fruition as well. So that is it. And the other side of it, the Honorable Doche, business, that's capital intensive. So that one, you have to get people who want to invest and retain shares and co. Because this one is not that you are doing something unique, but you are teaching people how to move away from this all book knowing and stuff to go into the vocational training to do something for themselves. So that another skill training as well. So I think all of us, including myself, let's start to get towards this. And I can tell you again, salary is not, it's just to elevate you from poverty, but it will not make you rich. And having heard uh, the Kenyatta story as well, and then the KFC man as well, and then Mr. Babi's story as well. I think with all these things, we can equally sit down, and if you don't have business idea, why not start thinking after this, when close from this seminar, you don't go and watch it, but go home and think about a business idea, develop it. It may not sound sensible to you right now, but as the day goes by, you'll be polishing it, polishing it, polishing it, polishing it. Then who knows? Someone will just come. Okay, I have a friend does this. He's good at this. He only need capital to expand the business. Then boom. But if you don't put in all these measures and the person comes, you see the money, but you not get it. That is it. So you have to learn how to do something. Mr. President, so I encourage you so that as time goes on, we're bringing such people to come and talk to us so that we can know more about this business, how the business world works, and this entrepreneurship world also works. And so that at the end of the day, where you want to get in life, we'll get it without any difficulty. So because the world is moving towards only book knowledge, you have to do something unique. The person who built Facebook right now is resting somewhere, and we are using his app and he's getting money. He's resting. He doesn't go to. He's just resting. People are using whatever that he has established, and he's gaining money as well. So I think let's get our mind towards that direction as well, so that this world will be and Ghana will be a better place for all of us to be as well. So thank you very much. And I think if there's no more any question, Mr. Okay, I think someone raised his hand.
Yeah, Mr. President. I can hear you. Okay, my little advice I would want to, or something I would like to add to honorable members' statement. I want to know because looking at that 10,000, I just made some small calculation living in Accra right now. To get a land in Accra, maybe the cheapest you can get is 15,000 Ghana cedis. So if he's talking about 10,000 to set up a school, to me, that would be a big problem. Because my question is, does he have anything around him that he can use? Maybe some 3-bedroom house, have some. He's talking about people becoming chefs and tailors. Do you have any kitchen set somewhere that when he gets your apartment, you can put the small things down? Then you know that okay, when someone supports me with 10,000 Ghana cedis, I'm going to top up with this. I'm going to top up with that and other stuff. If no, Then he's saying 10,000 Ghana cedis. It's a great problem because when I was starting up my business, I looked at the things around me, the things I had. Then I was like, okay, I have materials that I can use to start my business. So let me just talk to some one or two people, and I got the assistant, and then everything kickstarts that moment. So my little advice is if you don't have what it takes to start a business, relax. Process yourself very well. You can have the idea, all right, but if you don't have the necessary equipment to start, don't really bring it out. Because in Ghana here, nobody is going to, it's not everyone that is going to help you from scratch. They want to look at what you have. Then, okay, he has something, they will now invest. I hope you get me. So, honorable member, please try to assess yourself. Maybe I have some three-bedroom house, and then I would like to use it for a school. Okay, this and this is what I need. I would need a blackboard. I would need small before you now bring it up to a bigger board. That is my little addition for now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to equally conclude by saying that starting right is the best way to go. And as youth growing up to become better persons in future, as we always deem to become, let's equally think outside the box. Like I always say, think outside the box. And I know most people over here want to become rich men, billionaires, and co. But it doesn't just take a day to do so. You have to explore other avenues, particularly do something that is innovating as well, so that one day we are no longer on this earth, your legacy will live for long. So, with that being said, I thank you all for coming, and I hope that all that have been said over here, we'll put it in practice day in, day out. And I want most people to reach out to me and say, okay, this is what I want to do, so that we can help one another progress efficiently. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, our guest speaker, for a brilliant presentation. It has been worthwhile, and we send our gratitude. Participants, the time has come for us to close this session. And given my closing remarks, I say it has been very helpful. And then I hope members and viewers will take a clue from this. On that note, I want to say thank you to God in heaven for giving us life, to the organizers, participants, and everyone, and especially to our guest speaker, who is the 25th guest on our special seminars. I don't know whether the 25th number is called Brown's Jubilee, but this is basically our Brown's Jubilee for the seminar. So thank you very much, Vicson. More engagement after. Let's
Thank
take
you very
closing
much.
prayers. Almighty God, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for a successful seminar. As this seminar has been delivered, we call for more impact, grace to all who shall listen and learn from it. In the name of Jesus, we thank you for the life of our guest speaker, and we put onto your hands subsequent seminars to be successful. Amen.
Amen.
Good night.
Good night.